Okay, welcome to Jim's garden. Here's the funky garden gate I made. Here's one of those little kids' whirly things, which really fascinate me. I used to have a lot of stuff like that to scare away the magpies, but then I realized they were too smart. Now the first thing we have to do, we have to go say good day to the commander-in-chief of this garden. And it is our scarecrow, Mr. George W. Bush. Can you see? His head's a bit askew, but that's George W. Okay. Oh dear, where will I start? Look at that spinach. It's gone bananas. How big is this spinach? It's on its, well, not really on its way out. It's still looking bloody good. So what is it, thigh high? Here's kale going to seed. I got a whole bloody garden full of kale going to seed. Oh, and this is a really special collard plant. So prolific. Beautiful, beautiful. This time of year, all of these brassicas are just... Now look at this. Look at this kale. It looks, you know, like artificial flowers look. It's so perfect. I wish I had a bigger amount. It's only, what, sort of 1.5 meters of a bed. But still, you get a fair bit out of there. And then here's the stupid silver beet. My head comes to here, so it's that tall. Ridiculous stuff, though, because it cross-pollinates with other stuff I really want, like, for example, beetroot. So you end up with really small beetroots and 7-foot-tall stupid silver beet. See, it's gone to seed. Now this I'm really proud of. I figured out how to do this. Look at all my tools. Standing straight up. Ready to go. Yeah, that's really cool. It was so simple. Okay. Oh, here's the key. I guess you know that. This is the key. Approximately 130 bales of lucerne hay or straw of various kinds have gone on this garden. That's a lot. You know, I got some asparagus roots in here and I'm starting to get worried. They haven't, a couple poked their heads up, but it hasn't really come on. Maybe it's just got to get warmer. Sunflowers, volunteers, sunflower plants. I had some beauties along the fence line here last year and they just came up. Little garlic there, a bit more garlic. Oh, and borage, the bees, my God. And of course it just goes completely nuts. I have to clear it out a lot or it'd take over the whole garden. This is how you plant carrots. You can never let them dry out, so you put down a hessian bag on top. And none of these carrots have, let's see, the 9th of the 10th. Oh God, that's a bit of a worry. None of them have shown, but there's another patch over here and they have shown. There's some broccoli, I just got a couple of punnets the other day, and I've got beetroot planted in there. Here's a broccoli plant going to seed. God, this thing served me well. It was just the healthiest. There were about 3 of them. Bloody broccoli monsters they were. This stuff along here is called a good bug mix. It's lucerne, a type of clover here, lucerne with the purple flowers, and I think St. Anne's lace. And all this stuff is meant to encourage good bugs that'll eat the bad bugs. Here's clover that's just grown up massively. I don't need to plant in this area, so I just let it grow. And oh, here's a chair for a gardener who is not as young as he used to be. He can sit down and have a little rest. What do we got here? See, these carrots, shit, they were planted at the same time and they're coming up. I don't know why those other ones aren't, but that's a worry because I want heaps of carrots since I've gone on a healthy diet and I drink a lot of carrot juice. Here's some beautiful garlic. I got a fair bit of garlic. Where's the rest of it? Oh, somewhere. Oh, here's some more of that good bug mix. This whole area in here. I sort of wanted the middle of the garden to be that good bug mix. Oh, and I planted a bunch over there by my tools. Here's some kale coming up now. And look at, see all this grass? What happened is I used horse poo for the compost, but I didn't compost it fully. Bad mistake. But at least this grass is very shallow rooted and it's only one generation. So once you pick it out, that's the end of it. Anyway, I'll have heaps of kale. That's a good kale patch. 2.5 meters maybe. I just planted some beans along the fence line. See, back in the old days, trying to scare away the magpies. It was stupid, ridiculous. So I got an owl with a digger's hat on. He served in the armed forces somewhere. And here's some, oh yeah, this is all the garlic. See, there's heaps of it. Going right back there and right along there. I haven't planted anything in the middle of the garlic yet. Oh, ouch. Oh, these things, if you see these and you wonder what the heck are they, these plastic pipes is to guide the hose so when you pull it along it doesn't smash into the plants. More kale going to seed. Oh, this is really exciting. When they all go to seed, you'll see how many. They're just tons over there by the fence line. I'm going to collect the seed and I'm going to sprout them. I've already had some kale sprouts that I bought. I bought some kale seeds for sprouting, but I've got a garden full of kale, so... Okay. Oh, look, and I did this cheesecloth to try and preclude cross-pollination. I don't know if it'll work. Okay, moving along. Here's some more stupid giant silver beet. This one's as tall as my head. Here's a bit of lettuce along, oh, this fence thing I built for peas, beans, tomatoes, whatever needs staking. It's about 5-6 meters long. So I've got peas coming up, and there's some lettuces, and I put a couple of tomatoes in this fence line. And here it is, man, Kale City. Look at it. Look at all of it. 2 monster patches. And if this all goes to seed, and I collect all that seed, God, I'll have a big gallon jar full of seeds for sprouting. Maybe more than that. Oh, and this is cool. I got some buckwheat, unhulled buckwheat, and I've planted it here. Like, normally you'd put it in a, oh, I don't know, a tray, and, oh, that's sissy stuff. I put it straight in the ground. When it grows up about, oh, I don't know, what is it, 8 centimeters or something, you cut it off with scissors and put it in your salad or juice it. I got some comfrey over here, 5 plants of comfrey. They'll get huge. I just put them straight in the compost. And what is this? I think, oh yeah, yellow squash I just planted the other day. This might be maybe zucchini. More garlic. Plenty of mulch, see? That's the secret. Now this mulch is covering that horse poo compost, which, oh, it's beautiful stuff, or it becomes beautiful. Tons of worms will be in here. Yeah, there's already worms. Just keep it covered and watered. Here's my strawberry patch. Didn't do well last year, but I have a feeling it will this year. Some peas that were just kind of wrong. This fence is no good, and oh God, oh shit, there's a bunch of peas. Wow. Okay, I'll have to have them for dinner tomorrow. Oh, here's some lettuce that's just about getting over it. I'll take this to the shop. I sell stuff to the shop. They give me a pittance, but I don't care. I just like to grow it. And Here's my cool construction. I paid lots of money for this material. It's supposed to be the best. And then you just get poly pipe or whatever it's called, bend it, put a stake in the ground. And that's for the cabbage moths. They just wreaked havoc with my kale, collards, broccoli last year. So this year, they ain't getting any. Here's my super funky dunky, not even trying compost. I just throw all sorts of crap there. I don't care if it takes 2 years or whatever. Here's my really cool case that the previous owner left. Some kind of military thing they carried bombs in or something. And I just keep miscellaneous stuff in there. Sand to broadcast seeds, blood and bone, a bit of lime, and so on. But here's the cool compost. Look at them. Pretty big. I got a huge load of horse shit. Like I say, I regret, but if you compost it long enough, it's okay. You know, that grass won't sprout. But look at it here. This is what happens. Just all this, it really comes up easy. And then you can just pull it up and flip it over. So the roots are exposed and it'll die. But there's so much of it. See? Things can grow through it and with it, but, you know, they're not going to do as well. It's going to take the moisture. Here's my tomato fence. It's just fencing wire that I made into a round hoop. And some guy, local guy, gave me his seeds from his tomatoes. Oh, and the potatoes coming up everywhere. They are just pretty much everywhere. And then this is the real killer compost. This thing was up to 55 degrees the other day. Now it's only about 40, which is good. There's stuff happening in there. So in a couple of months, I transfer that pile and that great big pile. My garden is going to just be something else. It already is quite rich. This little lost corner was a compost pile, so I planted watermelons here. Now, let's see an overview. From here to the end of the garden, I've never measured it, but I guess it would be 30 meters, maybe 35, and then from side to side, perhaps, well, it depends. Up there, it might be 15, but here, maybe 10. I don't know. It's a big-sized garden. You can see. This is really cool stuff. God, this stuff's amazing. Look at that purple color. It's called Woolly Pod Vetch. Isn't that a cool name? Woolly Pod Vetch. There's more clover. Oh, here's my broccoli plants. They're not as healthy as the ones last year, I don't think. Yeah, they've gotten away from the bloody slugs. That's what I have a fair few of. See, here's a monster potato plant. There's another one right over there. Carrots. Here's a whole bed of carrots. And these potatoes better not get in the way of my carrots. Get out of it, potatoes. Yeah, there's a fair few carrots. It's going to be a decent haul. Oh, here's some onions. And some more peas. This looks like some pretty healthy, good peas along the fence line right down to the end. Oh, and there's my mini greenhouse. We had a swing, some kind of stupid garden swing, and one day Tricia said, look, you can make a greenhouse, because we took a window out to make a door, so it's just a window in the frame of this stupid swing, and in there I've got a bunch of stuff sprouting, because it still gets cold here, and there's even the remote possibility of another frost. This stuff is really, God, what a super... The dark green leaves are the ones that have the real health kick to them. This whole, look at this patch, my God, it's like 2 meters by 2 meters, all going to seed. but still lots and lots of beautiful, healthy, totally healthy leaves. I believe that this is a cross-pollination between broccoli and collards. See the broccoli head? So it's not quite broccoli, and it's definitely collards, but with a bit of cross-pollination with whoops. Here's another small patch of lettuce just coming up, and I got a couple of rows of broccoli here that are just coming up. See the little guy? Hello, broccoli. See, here's another really good potato plant. More lettuce. This lettuce is probably at its peak now. Oh, here's the result of horse poo. Look at this. You can really see it. Look at all this grass. And here's the collard struggling to come through, but they'll make it. But then if I just take a handful of this grass, see what happens? Easy peasy. Okay, here's another real feature. Look at the globe artichokes. They go completely and utterly feral. In 100 years, they'd tear the house down probably. But look at this, it's so funny. Before Tricia could paint well, years and years ago, this was one of her early paintings, oil paint, right? And she was going to paint over it, and I said, no, don't do that. I'll whack it in the garden. So people come along and they go, my God, how many people have an oil painting in their garden? So it's been in, hailstorms, huge rains and winds. And look at it. I mean, the colors are still there, There's the Indian man plowing his field. But what has happened is it's come loose, see? It's completely broken loose from the board. But anyway, yeah, artichokes galore. What else? What else have we got in Jim's garden? Well, this thousand-headed kale, thousand-headed kale it's called, is simply magnificent stuff. Look at it. It's about a meter high, and it just keeps growing, taller and taller, putting out leaves, thousand-headed. It's amazing. I've got to find an outlet for all these green leafy vegetables. I mean, I can only juice so much. This is a swede called a rutabaga in America, gone to seed. Well, that's pretty much it. There'll be other little bits and pieces, but my God, it's a joy, hey? Don't you wish you had a garden this big, Michaela? Wow. Yep. Okay. Jai Baba, and I hope you enjoyed the tour.